So, hi, welcome back to week 3. This week, we're going to actually skip a little ahead in the chapters and the books, and we're going to go to the stress chapter. The reason being is I believe that most of us struggle with stress, anxiety, and worries probably on a daily basis, and I don't know if you know this or not, but what you eat and how you exercise and kind of exercise that you do makes a difference in controlling stress and anxiety. As I've mentioned before, my doctorate is in sports management and health with an emphasis in health science. My master's is in counseling and in health counseling. So one of the things that I did quite often with my patients that suffered from anxiety and stress, and I've actually done this in my life too, is I have taught and learned therapeutic stretch. And it's such a relaxing class. We don't get enough breaths when we breathe, enough deep breaths. We don't get enough oxygen. When oxygen goes to the brain, it releases all kinds of good feeling chemicals in the brain, like epinephrine and dopamine, lots of feel-good chemicals when we start to exercise and we breathe properly. And so that's just one of the assignments you're going to do this week is a therapeutic stretch class. Now, I wish that I could teach this to you in person. Here on campus, I teach it on ground to my kids, and it's a great experience, but I know for you, you can't be here on campus, so I have included a video to part 1 and part 2, and you need to do it all in its entirety so that you can have somewhat of that experience there at home. Now, I want to warn you, you need to find some time to do this assignment because it needs to be quiet, which I know a lot of you are like, really, my house is never quiet. Well, if you can try to find some time maybe before you go to bed or when you get up in the morning before your kids or your family's running crazy, that therapeutic stretch class just takes some time, and I promise you'll be rewarded for it. It is just a great way if you actually really take some time to participate in the class and in that video and take it seriously. It is a great way to reduce your stress and anxiety and something that you can take with you, especially towards the end of the video. We do something called muscle progressive relaxation therapy. It's a great tool to use, especially if you struggle with high anxiety. It's one of the tools that I would give my clients to control panic attacks. So that might be something that you might want to think about and keep in mind as well. Don't miss that part. Don't just do 3/4 of the video and say, oh, I don't need the rest. You really need it from front to back or from front to end. The other thing I want to tell you is I do incorporate therapeutic oils here on campus. It's just another layer of something that I can add to help you with your stress and anxiety and help you and move you towards optimal fitness and health. But I understand you may not have those at home, or some of you may. There's a lot of popular different types of oils. Young Living is one. I think, there's a few more out there. And you might already have something like that and might not have thought about incorporating it into a stretching class or stretching routine. So you might want to grab those if you have them. If you don't, no sweat. It's just something. At the beginning of the video, I have them add that, a couple drops in their hands, a couple drops in their feet, and there's lots of different oils and therapeutic oils out there that actually help us relax. And lemon oil is one of them. There's peppermint, there is lavender, lots of different ones. So anyway, again, if you don't have that, that's okay. I just wanted to give you a couple heads up about what that entails. Actually, as you move through the assignments this week, there's several assignments, and they all have to do with reducing stress and anxiety. So don't miss the video lectures. You're going to hear from a great author and scientist about what happens in the brain when we actually think positive thoughts. And I absolutely love it. Her name's Dr. Carolyn Leaf. And don't miss that. I think it's very exciting to see from a scientific standpoint what happens with negative versus positive thoughts and how that can control our anxiety and stress. Also, then we're moving on to another assignment. You're going to keep a log of what you eat for breakfast. And you're probably thinking, well, I don't eat breakfast. Okay, well, that's a problem right there. In order to get the body moving, it needs fuel. Your fuel is food, just like a fire. If you don't put logs on the fire and put the gasoline or however you start it and a lighter, you're not going to have a fire. And so your metabolism is like a fire. If you don't stoke that and start that in the morning, it's not going to rev up and you're not going to burn as many calories. However, if you start eating a little bit in the morning to get that going, you probably will see that you can eat more throughout the day and your metabolism will start getting faster. And so I want you to think about what you're eating as well, not just make, I know that a lot of you don't eat breakfast. I get that. I hear that all the time. But if you can make a concerted effort this week just to eat a little something and eat a superfood, I've included 2 video links of superfoods, and your breakfast needs to have one of those in them throughout the week, at least a couple times, whether it's blueberries or oatmeal. There's lots of different types of superfoods, and it does things to our brain that help with stress and anxiety. And it all ties together. I mean, the higher our stress, the higher anxiety, the higher risk we are for cardiovascular disease and all kinds of diseases. So Lifetime Fitness is about helping you deal and cope with your worries and your anxieties and your fears, which we all have, again, probably on a daily basis, some of us more than others. But I want to be able to give you a tool for lifetime. Remember, I don't feel like I teach this class just because it's a class and a course that you have to check off your list. I believe I'm teaching this class because I want to give you lifetime tips to stay fit and healthy. And this whole week is just part of that. So if you have any questions, as always, feel free to give me a call or text me. And again, all of you guys are doing fantastic. I hope you have a great week. Thanks.